Hey, this is Brian here. Want to make a new video on my 2019 Infiniti Q50S Signature Edition rear-wheel drive. It's the turbo car, the twin turbo car. They have been very, very popular. And there were, quite a few YouTubers, back in 2018-19 that were making videos. But a lot of these YouTubers have now left this platform and bought other platforms, and so I'm one of the few that that is left from doing videos since 2019. I have 100+ videos on this car, so if you want to make a comment on something, search through my videos and see what I've covered so far. Everything from the sun to the water I've covered on this car. So with that said, the video is going to be about a topic that I'm very, very excited about, and I have been for 2 years, and it's about wheels and tires. You can see that on this car currently, I have factory wheels that I really, really love, and immediately I took the Dunlop run flats off that car, off this car, and took those off and put Pirelli P0 Nero GT summer specific tires, and they're awesome. They're awesome tires, but all the way around are 245 tires, and so they are not anywhere enough for this car, especially when it's tuned. Now, a 300 version horsepower of this car, those tires would be a lot better and actually probably perform at peak with the 300 horsepower. But this car has 500 at the crank horsepower. It's not wheel horsepower. Wheel horsepower is an estimated 440, 445, maybe 450 horsepower. And I have different mods on the car. If you want to see the mods that I've done, they're pretty basic. I won't think this is a full bolt-on because I don't have full downpipes on the car. I elected to go with and keep the factory downpipes. This car has to be inspected every year, and they hook up and monitor everything on this car. And so, taking those off and putting them on would just be not doable. So I have to keep this car within standards so that I can get my inspection sticker and drive this car and not make a total 100% headache for my life. But the Pirelli tires on the factory wheels, here I have my Verde wheel, brand wheel, and they're the model VFF01s. They're Flowform forged wheels. At the time, I liked them a whole bunch. I still like them, but they're kind of a pain to clean. And I maybe would go something different. And that's what the future part of this video that I'm going to talk about here in a minute, what I'm really going to tell you what my favorite wheels are. And but I bought these wheels, and then I put Toyo tires all the way around, because you want to typically buy 4 matching tires, if not the specific model tire, but stay with the same brand. So these are the Toyo Extenza ultra high performance front tires. And the negative part of that I knew but I didn't consider is that these are directional tires, and so to swap these from left to right, for keeping them in good condition, I have to take the tire off the wheel and physically trade tires to the wheels, and that's a negative, because that's probably $100 to do that just for the fronts, because I have 285s in the rear. I have my Verde wheels match the front, but on here I have 10-inch wide rear wheels. On this Infiniti Q50 3.0T, I'm not talking about the 3.7, the 3.0Ts with the instantaneous boost and the crazy amount of torque. My car on the dyno says that it makes 500 horsepower and 510 torque at like 3,200 RPMs. That is ridiculously low. So off the line, just building boost, and that was in 4th gear. So maybe 1st and 2nd gear, maybe that full horsepower and torque's at 2,000. I didn't do a dyno in 2nd gear, but that means that you're just roasting and putting so much so much energy into these wheels that it's hard not to spin them. So long story short, you need to upgrade to a 10-inch wide rear wheel, minimally a 10-inch wide rear wheel. And so when you go with a 10-inch, this is a 50 plus 52 offset rear wheel. That means the spacing of the wheel versus, out this direction or in this direction. So my doesn't have much poke. It's maybe just a little bit, minimally. Let's see if I can cover that on the video. It's pretty well flush, but the wheel sticks out just a little bit. So I'm not a big, person that supports having tires that really stick out far from the car. I just think it's unattractive. It kills the looks. And two, the negative is you're going to shower your car with, mud and water and pebbles and stones, and it's just not a good look, and it's just not good overall for your paint. Plus two, but so 10-inch wide wheel. But I'm going to talk to you more about going even bigger here shortly. All right, to get to the point, my dream wheels that I have been wanting for about 2 years. And when I bought these 2.5 years ago, I wasn't as knowledgeable and I didn't have as much experience driving the car in, multiple winters, multiple summers. And so through time you learn, and obviously I learned what would be the better setup. But two, you've got to have a street setup, and if you're really serious about drag racing or, performance driving on, basically centered more about going in a straight line, not corners. None of this is going to involve a track car around a closed course track. This is more of a drag racing car. So a street racing scene, or even at the drag strip, this is going to be my dream setup for that. This is a good setup for the street. The front, these are 19-inch wheels still that match the factory tire size, but that's an 8.5 width wheel in the front, matches the factory wheel, 19-inch tall, and that's a 245 tire. This is a 285 by 19-inch diameter, 285 width, and it's either a 35 or a 40 series, but it matches the front height of the front tire. It's pretty essential today with cars with track control and all the electronics that you want to have the tires, the front height of the front tire and the height of the rear tire to be very, very similar. 0.2 or 0.3 of an inch in differences is acceptable, but these are like 26.4 inch height diameter from the bottom to the top, and these Toyos ended up being like 26.7 or 26.6 height outer diameter. So you kind of want to, or you should really adhere to the policy of matching up your tires for the street. A complete track racing car, that goes out the window. But for more modern cars, you kind of want to stay within standards. So I hope I've made that clear. Okay, now, excuse me, nose is a little runny, for my dream setup, and hopefully I can just spit this out and get to it. I have a rendering that I created on, I'm a professional photographer, semi-professional videographer. You can judge by that, but these are just little videos that I make for fun, but I made a CGI, an illustration of this car, because I don't have the money and can't justify right now, and haven't been able to justify a big purchase, or else I'd have them and then you could actually see them on the car. But I thought it was very helpful to put them on the car and see what this setup that I really, really like and what it looks like. And I'm going to post that above and then talk to you about the specific specs of this setup for purely drag racing and fun, and driving around the city maybe on just a sunny day and showing the car off. Okay, those wheels and tires are going to revolve around the weld racing wheels. Phenomenal wheels, for rotary forged, very, very lightweight. The wheels that I am looking at, the Belmont series, very classic, very, very awesome looking. You know, kind of have a muscle car look to them, but still an elegance to them that I really think would look good on this car. And you can be the judge from looking at the image that I created. So they're the Belmont S 157s. And what I would do for weight savings, rotational, you know, weight savings, is that I would go with either like a 6 or a 7-inch wide wheel for the front, and they well are. Mickey Thompson is the tire of choice that I would go to. If you know anything about these cars or anything really about the street racing scene, Mickey Thompson tires are the tires to go to. Street tires on this car don't do it any justice, especially when you're tuned to 500, 600 horsepower. They just, street tires just can't cut it. But yeah, 7-inch wide wheel in the front, cut down on some weight, and go with the Mickey Thompson ET Street Runner type tires. I haven't done my full bore research on that because I'm not buying right at this time, but go with one of those tires that's a lighter weight tire. It's still a radial tire, but a smaller tire, lighter tire to go on that less wide wheel. And so that's a lot of weight saved on the front of the car. For the rear of the car, for the rear setup of the wheels and tires, I would obviously do the Belmont S157 wheels, but I would do, again, probably the 10-inch wide wheel with the, I think it's still the plus 50 offset, but this one is the plus 42 offset, but you could even go wider, an 11-inch wheel, and go with the plus 50s. There's not a lot of wheel manufacturers that offer the plus 50, but that makes your wheel go in under to the wheel well better and not be poking out. So with the 11-inch wheel, then you could step up to the 305 and make that work on this car. That's one of the few wheels that I've found in 2.5 years that will allow you to put a 305 width tire on there and not be having your wheel stick out by about 3 inches, 3 inches, and looks, again, ridiculous in my opinion. But so 10-inch wide or an 11-inch wide Belmont, and then the ET Street R. Catch me now when I say the Mickey Thompson ET Street R. Not the SS version, no other tire. It's the Mickey Thompson ET Street R is the preferred racing, street racing, drag racing tire for this car because it just has an amazing compound that's meant to do burnouts and meant to be run hard and get maximum traction. That is the premier tire for this car and other cars, but works really, really well. One of the best tires for this car, period. So the Belmont wheels and tires, Belmont wheels and the Mickey Thompson ET Street R tires for the win. Okay, also too, in the drawing, just because I could do it and it didn't cost me anything but my hand and my labor doing it, I put the two-piece rotors on. You know, obviously two-piece rotors, you can save a lot of weight there, plus, you know, there's looks advantages and performance advantages, but in the drawing I created, the digital drawing, the digital edited photograph, I put on the different rotors and the different calipers. And so I think it looks really, really good. It just highlights the wheels and tires, and would be amazing to do, but they're about $1,300, $1,400. The tires are, you know, probably, you know, going to be about $2,000, $1,800, and mounting and balancing, and then the rear Toyo or the rear Mickey Thompson ET Street R's that I want. They are upwards of getting to about $400 a piece. Let me see, the wheels are $410 for the rear and probably $320 for the front. So we're talking like, you know, $4,500 that would be an investment, but it would be a great investment if I was making money drag racing or making a lot of money, you know, making videos. you know, and had more of a rep of drag racing, and I just don't do it. I don't race around a lot. I'm 53 years old, and I've tamed down a lot. Usually when I get a new car and it's, you know, performance oriented, I'm kind of gung-ho in the beginning of it, you know, and running the car hard and putting some hard miles on it. But then I kind of tamed down, and then the pandemic really had a big effect on that. So I just enjoy my car and drive it around, and if I get on it every once in a while, it's fine. You know, I know it's there, it's fun. That's the benefit of having it tuned and not crazy overdone. Here you can see my MagnaFlow Cat Back exhaust. Love my MagnaFlow Cat Back exhaust. It does not add a tremendous amount more sound or any rasp. It's very mild. It gives it some more low-end grunt, but not a lot of upper RPM annoying sound at all. A great exhaust, a catback exhaust system, and it's got an X-pipe setup, and so it's really smooth. And again, I don't like raspy or overly loud cars these days, especially, you know, being a grown-up. Great setup, and AMS air filter kit, and a tune, and Z1 bushing subframe collars, and it's really that's it. It's really just a tune and a upgraded aftermarket intercooler. Like I said, I've got 100+ videos on this car, and if you want to learn more and you know, you want to find out things, just look through my videos and have a chat instead of saying something that is dumb and negative towards me, and you haven't looked at all my videos that'll explain everything that you probably need to know so you can understand better and not make a stupid comment. So that's the video. Hopefully it was entertaining. I try to make entertaining videos and make good content for people on this car, and it's just for fun. People, don't slay me to death if something is said wrong, or you disagree, or you hate Infiniti, or you think anything that I said is ridiculous. Just cut me a break, and it's just for fun. I just do this for fun. No one's paying me, and the viewers are definitely not dictating, you know, things that I have to do for them. So other than that, I hope you had a great day and enjoyed watching my video. Catch me on future videos, and I have 100+ videos on this car. So if you have questions, you could just go back and look at some of my videos, because I made the video for answering those questions. Okay, so thank you and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Finishing up the video, I have a couple of subscribers that I've been friends now with for years. This is one of the people that I regularly talk to, and this is his car. He has it's either a 17 or an 18 3.0T Lux, if I'm not mistaken, and he has done some really cool stuff. He has got actual ET Street R 305s on the rear, big old wide tires. He is tuned by Hussein at Racebox. Couple of custom tunes. He has the E85 meter there that reads the E-content automatically from the fuel, and it tunes his car accordingly. You know, the tune reads the E85 content. He has got lower downpipes, and man, he's got a really fast car. Again, it's tuned by Hussein for E30. And stellar, man, and he's got the traction. He's got the traction like I talk about, and he will definitely comment and say how important traction is, and how these cars really deserve to have proper tires. So shout out to him. I'm not going to mention his name because I don't think that's legitimate to do, but yep, this is his car. Thanks for watching. Also have another viewer that's got a crazy, or a subscriber, it's got a crazy Q50 that's totally modded out with a roll cage and custom built motor. And if he watches my video, he'll know who he is too. He drives 18-wheelers for a living, and man, a great group of people, very helpful, and I bounce questions off them all the time. So other than that, again, bye-bye.